Hello guys, it's me Mercy and welcome to Bing's Productions, and I'm here to give you guys another video. Last time I talked about the incredible fight between Luffy and Katakuri, in which I explained why it was more of a battle of wills than a battle of strength. And now I want to talk about another great One Piece fight, which is Roronoa Zoro versus Dracule Mihawk. I will dive down to the battle and why it was an important moment for Zoro as a character and as a swordsman. So, before we begin, do not forget to leave a like in this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and press the bell for notifications from my videos comes out. Also, please share this video with your fellow friends and One Piece fans so they can watch my content. Without further ado, let's begin. First, let's fully recap the whole event. It all started in the Baratie arc when Mihawk makes its entrance by cutting one of Don Krieg's ships in half, a feat that at the time it was crazy. We then see Zoro look at Mihawk and be like, "That's him, the greatest swordsman in the world, Dracule Mihawk." And without thinking twice, he put his bandana on and prepares to face against Mihawk. At first, Mihawk isn't interested in Zoro, calling him a weakling and says, "If you are a competent swordsman, you don't need to cross swords to know that I far surpass your puny skills. Does the courage to point your blade at me come from confidence or from ignorance?" And Zoro answers with, "It comes from ambition, and a promise from a friend." This answer kinda piques Mihawk's interest, so to test him, he takes out a tiny knife that looks like a butter knife. He then states, "I'm not the kind of fool who hunts rabbits with a cannon. You may have a reputation, but you're still a bunny. Sorry, but this is the smallest knife I got." This pisses off Zoro, and he begins to charge at Mihawk. Mihawk states that Zoro is just a frog in the puddle. It's about time he learns how big the world is. Zoro performs the onigiri technique, but is stopped by Mihawk's tiny knife. Zoro is shocked by this, not believing that a mere tiny knife is intercepting his attack. Zoro tries to attack again and again, but he can't do anything about it against that small knife. This is getting him desperate, as he remembers part of his past and his promise with Kuina. Mihawk then adds insult to injury by telling Zoro, "What drives you? Why do you fight so hard when you cannot win? You're a weakling." Then Zoro attempts to use a tiger trap, but Mihawk quickly stabs him in the gut with a small knife, causing him to drip a lot of blood. Mihawk then questions Zoro, "You want to cut your guts out? Why don't you retreat?" Zoro then tells Mihawk, "I can't. If I retreat even one step, my vow, my ambition, everything I care about will be shattered, and all my dreams will be lost forever." Mihawk asks Zoro, "Even if it means death?" And Zoro, with a smile on his face, answers with, "I prefer death to defeat." Mihawk is amazed by Zoro's strong spirit, so he asks the kid his name. Zoro, as he prepares himself, says, "I'm Roronoa Zoro." After that, Mihawk takes out his huge sword named Joru, that looks like a cross, and says, "I'll remember it. It's been a while since I met one so brave. I will honor the swordsman code and send you to your death with this black blade, the finest in the world." With his life on the line, Zoro prepares to attack with 3,000 worlds, and they clash. The swords in Zoro's hands break. Zoro then faces towards Mihawk and extends his arms. Mihawk's like, "What in the world are you doing?" And Zoro, like a badass, says, "Wounds on the back are a swordsman's shame." Mihawk smiles, and then slashes Zoro's chest so hard he starts to bleed profusely. Mihawk wants a duel. As Usopp and Zoro's bros come to his aid, Mihawk tells Zoro, "My name is Dracule Mihawk. It's too soon for you to die. Discover yourself, see the world, and grow strong, Zoro. However long it may take, I shall await for you at the top. Strive with your whole heart and mind to best this blade, fierce one." strive to surpass me, Roronoa Zoro. Then Zoro wakes up and raises his sword in the air while talking to Luffy as he says, "Luffy, can you hear me? Were you worried? If I fail to become the greatest swordsman, you'll be disappointed, right? Never again! I will never again lose again! From now to the day I beat him to become the greatest swordsman, I will never lose again! You got a problem with that, King of the Pirates?" And that is the end of the confrontation between Zoro and Mihawk. Now, to talk about this fight. This was a humbling moment for Zoro. It wasn't even a fight, it was a completely one-sided humiliation. Ever since the beginning of the series, he was super confident about his skills and has beaten a lot of opponents throughout the EastBlue, such as Morgan, Kabaji, and the Nyaban brothers. This fueled his ego by a lot, and when he saw Mihawk arrive at Barate, he felt extremely ready to test himself and win against the greatest swordsman. But oh boy, he was completely overestimating himself. He couldn't do anything to Mihawk, even when the bastard was using a butter knife to fight. Zoro, when he saw the knife, was like, "Are you mocking me, bro? I will cut your ass into pieces." And when he saw the knife blocking his attack, he was like, "Are you serious? This toy is giving me trouble? This can't be. I cannot be that far away from the scale." Mihawk was truly showing this dude, in the simplest way ever, that he ain't ready yet. He was so humiliated that Zoro let himself be stabbed by that knife, because he'll rather be dead than to back down. At that moment, Zoro was beginning to accept that he's not ready yet for the big world, and even when Mihawk gave him one more chance to prove himself using Joru this time around, Zoro still lost and willingly got slashed in the chest. That's why the speech at the end with Luffy was important. It was a new promise to get stronger and never be defeated again. Now let's get into why Zoro was so determined to win against Mihawk. Zoro made a promise with his childhood friend Kuina that he would become the greatest swordsman and beat her, since he had never defeated Kuina at all. But sadly we know that Kuina died and Zoro was unable to fulfill that second part. But the first part can still be fulfilled. That's why he has her sword, which is the Wado Ichimonji, to honor her and fulfill that promise. You cannot feel bad for Zoro during that fight. He wants to fulfill that goal so bad, but Mihawk was literally just toying with his ass, like he was just a father. But even so, this taught Zoro something important. There will always be someone stronger than you, and you will need to work harder to reach that goal. Get out of your zone of comfort and start fighting stronger opponents. To be a great swordsman, you need to face greater challenges and not stay in your little town. The world is a huge place. The last thing to talk about is Mihawk during the battle. You can easily tell that Mihawk wasn't taking Zoro so seriously as an opponent. He was just another weakling from the EastBlue, as he stated. He did give him a taste of his great power via the butter knife, but he still didn't think Zoro was all that. But when he saw that Zoro would rather die than back down, that's when he knew that kid was special. He had a strong sense of spirit, so he gave him the chance to get a serious clash with him with his main sword. Even after the fight, he wants Zoro to become stronger so that he can surpass him. He roots for this man to beat his ass one day. That's how much Mihawk came to respect Zoro. In conclusion, Zoro vs Mihawk was a great fight and an amazing moment for Zoro as a character. That's all I got for today, guys, so tell me, do you like this video? Do you love Zoro vs Mihawk? What is your favorite Zoro moment? Comments down below and let me know. Do not forget to leave a like in this video and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, please watch my other videos and interact with them. I will really appreciate it. This was Mercy from Beans for Productions, and I see you guys in the next video. Au revoir.